Welcome everyone to the second episode of Stories of Common Engineering Students. This is Shivam Hasurkar, and today I have got you one of my best bros, Darshan Shevale. He's one of the most determined people I know. He's hardworking, he's remarkably dedicated, and hell of a persevering man. He also carries this characteristic of holding friends. One should learn from him how like there's one person in every group who holds the entire group together and also holds the secrets of everyone around. Darshan Sheva is that go-to person for all of us in the group. He also has that extreme emotional side too. I have seen him like feeling the pain of others when I have gone to him countless number of times when I am at my bottommost points of my life. So he's that one person you call when and however, and he'll be there for you no matter what the situation is, no matter how what he is doing. He'll leave everything aside and he's that person who's going to be there for you. आपल्या कोल्हापुरात एक म्हटलं जातं की जीव ओवाळून टाकणे. सो दर्शन आणि आमचं अशी फ्रेंडशिप आहे की आम्ही एकमेकांवर जीव ओवाळून टाकू शकतो की काही पण झालं तरी वी आर देअर फॉर इच अदर. वी विल स्टँड विथ इच अदर फॉर एव्हर नो मॅटर व्हॉट. So it's going to be great talking to him. And there are going to be a lot of like Darshan is one person who has always accepted his mistakes and learned from them. We are going to talk about a lot of mistakes that people usually do in engineering, and then how to get over them and still get to the top of the field you want to be in. So let's begin.
Well, that was quite an introduction, Shivam. Uh, but really, thanks for having me. This is something new that we both have been doing. So it will be a new experience for me, for you as well. But I'm pretty sure we're going to have fun.
Yeah, definitely. This is going to be fun. So, Darshan Shivai, the basic question, why science in 11, 12 standard and why engineering further to it?
So, what happened was I happened to have some decent scores in 10th standard. And as you all know, if you get good marks in 10th, your parents tell you to take science. If you have some decent or at least average or above average scores, you happen to have taken commerce. And if you have 4 marks, you take arts, nothing else. So just because I had good scores in the 10th standard, and because of all the peer pressure, all my friends were having good scores and they were taking science. So in that format, also I took science and ended up being here.
Okay, but still, how do you feel after taking it and after passing through that journey?
No, I would say it turned out to be well for me. It might not, be that good for someone else. Everybody has a different case, but it turned out good for me. So there's nothing I would change in that decision.
Yeah, okay. Next, coming to how was it? What did you do in 11, 12 to prepare for getting a good college in engineering?
So initially, me and Ojas, we were studying in an academy which was in our city itself, Kolhapur, a very small city in Maharashtra, southern parts of Maharashtra. So there we were among the top five, top six students, and we used to feel very good about it. Okay. We had that sense of that it is something very easy. The cracking IIT or some big college is a very easy deal. But after a course of like 5 or 6 months, we realized that it is not a very they say that if you are not the smartest, if you are the smartest person in the room, you are in the wrong room.
Wrong room. Yeah.
We realized that it is something we should go above this competition. Then the
Then you shifted to the main
hostel.
Yeah.
Then we shifted to hostel. There were almost in Kolhapur's city academy there were at least 50-60 students, but there at least 400-500 students were competing for
The same exam.
for the same exam. And when we reached there, we saw the competition. We had that moment of realization that the competition is very, very tough. It's not something. It's not an easy deal to you know be a part of this competition of 405 people, 400 to 500 people, let alone 16 or 17 lakh people.
Yeah, all over India.
All over India. So the competition was high there, and then we had this moment of realization, and then we actually started studying hard for this exam. And yeah, those 2 years which I spent there were very great.
Yeah. It basically helps you like to map yourself on the India, on the scale wherein the students of the whole country are competing for one exam. Of course, this is not the only scale to judge yourself in the where you stand. There are other parameters too, but still, yeah, the competition that we have is immense as we move to the upper cities like Pune or Mumbai or Delhi. These cities, it's completely Kota. It's completely different story altogether. There, people are like studying like anything to achieve that dream. Yeah. So coming to after exams, and this is kind of a crucial part I feel, wherein once you have done those 2 years of hard work and whatever score you have got, but still you have to take that decision of choosing the best college possible for your next 4 years, because they are going to shape your future. So how did you take that decision?
Well, after we had our CET scores in our hand, we were trying to judge which college is the best for us and which branch is the best for us. So I had decided to go for, you know, the top 5 colleges in Maharashtra, and I had filled the form, accordingly. But one of the biggest mistakes that I have done in that period of time, in before starting engineering, is that I froze the first college which I got in the first round itself.
Okay.
That was a very big mistake, because what happens if you get selected in the first round, then it's okay. If you don't, you go to the round two, then round three. There are total 5 rounds, and again a spot round. So actually, there are 6 rounds for you to try to get your best possible college. But what I did, that I anticipated that I'm not going to get any college better than this or any branch better than this, and I just froze. That was a terrible, terrible mistake. So
It's basically a gamble kind of thing. Either
mm,
you wait for a better opportunity, or you take the decision, you stand, and then you see that you have got the good college compared to the marks and the last previous year's course, and this is the best cutoff you are going to get. So it's kind of a gamble. If you wait, you may not get the one college that you have got right now. Admissions might get full, and you may lose that also.
yeah, but what happened was, after 2 or 3 rounds, I realized that I would have gotten a better college and a better branch.
Okay.
So
Be patient.
yeah.
As
So
yeah.
if there's something that I would like to advise for the upcoming engineers, is that you have to be patient in this round, in these all the rounds in wherein you get the colleges and all. Be patient and try to have the best opportunity.
Basically, choose wisely, and because it's going to shape your entire career henceforth. And talk to people. They are going to talk to seniors. They are going to help you a lot, and you might end up in a better place at the end of it.
Yes, yes, for sure.
Okay, so there's also one question I would like to ask. Like, what do you think is more that we should give priority to? Uh, is it college, or is it branch, or some people say trade, or some people say department? So what is more important, more priority?
Well, the case for every single aspirant there is a different. That is what I think. It depends on what outcome do you want to have when you complete your engineering. If your purpose is to find a job and to make a living, then you can choose a branch where opportunities are very high. Or if you are very dedicated and want to have a career in a particular branch itself, like for the core mechanical or anything, you have planned something after engineering as well, then it's okay. You can then those people go for branches. But for me, I would say the branch is very, very important, because if you choose a different branch other than what you have uh, decided to, then you change your entire life. You change the field that you are going to work for your entire life. That is a very, very big decision. I would like to share you my experience, what I did. So what happened was I was very fond of cars from a very early age. I had so many toys, all cars, and even if I did some drawings and all, I used to draw cars only and nothing else. So that time I thought mechanical is a branch which deals with cars, and I was very keen on deciding that mechanical is the branch that I would like to do my engineering. Mm-hmm. So what happened was I got this. I knew that I will get production engineering branch of this college, but what happened was I wanted mechanical, but I fell short of some 6 or 7 marks. The cutoff was a bit high for that, and what happened was I ended up taking production engineering because I had heard from so many people that production and mechanical are like very, very similar. They are sister
It's kind of
branches of
same, yeah. People usually say like mechanical production are same,
yeah,
electronics, ENTC, electrical are same, CSC, IT is same, computer science and IT, information technology are
yeah.
same.
That's a very big misconception.
Myth. It's a myth.
All the students,
Yeah,
all the
yeah,
upcoming
yes.
students have. It's the and you realize that they are very, very different when you get into that branch, and that is too late. You cannot do anything at that point of time. Yeah. And there are many students who think that right now I'll take production branch. This is what I'm getting right now with my marks. I will go to the first year. I'll score very, very high marks in the first year, and then I will change the branch because
It's like very big, like a bubble, I can say, and it will burst when you get into a college. Like before getting into college, a lot of people might say that take this college, take this lower branch, and then study hard, go there, study hard in the first year. But you have already, like, it's a kind of a mindset. You have already studied 2 years, like extreme level, and when you go into engineering, you go away from your home to a hostel and all those stuff, so you get into a completely different environment, and then you have to be the first person in your branch. Then only there is a slight chance of getting a branch change.
First of all, there are very few colleges which have this option,
Allow
which allow this to happen. Yeah. First of all, second, you have to come first itself in your division,
in your branch,
in your division of 50, 60
whatever it
students.
is. Yeah.
First year everybody is mixed, right? All
Yes,
the
yes,
branches are
yes,
mixed.
yes.
There are divisions of 50, 60 students, and only one or two people out of those 60 students get 10 pointer, and those two are the only ones who are allowed to switch,
Eligible, kind of,
who are
yeah.
allowed to switch branches.
Yes.
So you have to come first or second at least in the class of 60 students. 60 students.
Yeah, and
So
it's quite tough because you get into a different environment. You're like, let's enjoy engineering, but somewhere after 2 3 months, you forget that yes, you have to score and you have to change your branch, and then you get into that whole 4 years you spend with that branch, and later regret that नहीं ये करना ही नहीं था क्यों आया मैं engineering के लिए, like that.
So yeah, so making this decision and knowing what every branch consists of, what the topics are there, what it actually deals with, it's very important.
Study properly.
You have to study the branch before taking any branch.
Yeah.
You have to study all of this before applying for the forms and itself. You need to have a clear idea what it is that you actually want to do.
Okay, but so let's take an example. Let's say you have got an branch A, which is quite a better branch than branch B, and you have got college X and Y. X college is better than Y college. So what would you choose? X college with B branch or Y college with A branch?
Branch A is better than B, right?
Yes.
Personally, I would choose Y college with branch A because I would definitely not change the field that I'll be working for the next 15, 20 or whatever years that I'm going to work. It's a very, very big decision. You can decide to keep the branch that you wanted and have a little less good of a college, but you can still go there and work hard and go to a point where you actually want to.
Definitely. If that's your passion, then you will somehow find a way. No matter what college you have got, you'll study hard. You'll do online courses with this online mode, and you have surplus of amount of resources at your hand. So you'll find your path anyhow. If no matter what the college is. But there's also this other perspective which I would like to share.
Yes.
Like after I did my 11th, 12th in Pune, and then I had to come back to Kolhapur due to some family decisions. I had to take a college in Kolhapur itself. I chose the best college in Kolhapur, but still, it somewhere I felt disconnected. That coming back to a small city or town. So what can I say is like I didn't get that much kind of exposure. Like I had this in mind that I had seen people in an 11, 12, people around me who were thinking of like startups and big ideas, breakthroughs, or research kind of stuff, wherein I would like to research in this field, go into this university or this department of DRDO, or let's say in ISRO or something like that. But coming back to Kolhapur, everything was vanished. There were no people around with all those dreams or breakthrough ideas. Even if I had no one to support around me to take that leap of faith. So if you have people, smart people, or people who want to, people with good exposure, you can float
Definitely, yes.
float with them. So I this is my aspect, but still, branch or college, this is a big decision, and you have to take it on yourself. What you want in life.
It's the main thing here. If you have to, make the best out of this, you have to keep a very good balance of college and branch. That's what
Yeah,
I think.
that's what I think. Sure. Moving on to the first year of engineering. How would you define your first year of engineering?
First year was a very great one. Out of the 4 years of engineering, first year was the year which I had enjoyed the most, because you go to a new city, you have no restrictions, and also I had all my dearest friends with me. We used to live in the same flat. All the friends which I had made in 11th, 12th, they were with me. So I didn't even need to make new friends and go out there and approach new people.
Okay.
So I had my old friends, my dearest ones. I used to, we enjoyed a lot. We used to roam, we used to try new things, we used to go to new hotels and all the stuff. Yeah, so really enjoyed the first year. First year was a very great one.
Great, great. So, Darshan, is there kind of any like memorable or story that taught you something in these 4 years?
Well, there are many stories, but I'll tell you the one which is very close to my heart. So what happened was, it was third year of the college. I was sick for 2 days. I had fever and many other symptoms. So what happened was, after 2 days I realized that it was dengue.
Okay.
And for 2 days I was suffering. I was taking some normal tablets. I didn't go to the doctor and anything. I was just taking tablets and nothing else. After 2 days I realized it was dengue. And when I go to the doctor and doctor told me that it was dengue, I was planning to go home the next day. So that night, what happened was, there were heavy rains in Pune.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
I
It
used to
was
live in,
kind of flood situation in
yes,
Kolhapur
yes,
and Pune also.
Pune, yes, Pune also. I was living in Katras. So what happened was, there was rain. There was heavy rain for many hours. It was evening time. Suddenly, it went so high. The there was flood everywhere.
Flowing water
Yes.
everywhere in the
And
city.
there's this Katras lake which is there. People who live in Katras, they might know Katras lake. The
Okay.
walls of those lake, they just they broke down, and the
Okay.
entire water was on the road itself. The flat where I used to live, the water was at least 2 or 2.5 feet up.
Oh,
It was above your knees.
okay.
So going anywhere by vehicle was absolutely not an option, and it was almost dinner time,
Okay.
and I was like shivering. I was very shivering. I had so what happened was, my friends, which I told you, from my 11th, 12th standard, they were living with me. Two of my friends, they went out in this heavy rain. They went out, no vehicle. They went out walking. They brought food for me. They I saw their situation when they came back. They were all full wet. So when they came back, I saw all kinds of waste. There was dirt. There were leaves. hanging on their body, and they were in a very bad situation, very bad condition. But even in that bad condition, they went out, they came back, they brought food for me. I ate my food, I had my dinner, my pills, I slept, and in morning they dropped me to the bus location and I went home. So the learning which I got from this was the friends which you have would do anything for you, because even today I am very grateful to those friends that in that kind of a situation they went out there and did that for me.
Definitely.
I would be very grateful, because just imagine if I had no friends around me, what would I have done?
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
So having good friends is one of the best things that you know you could have. And yeah, that was a great lesson.
I would like to quote one of the famous comedians in India, Anubhav Singh Basi, right? He had said this in his at TEDx talk, I guess. दोस्त बनाओ, अच्छे दोस्त बनाओ, जिनके अच्छे दोस्त हो उनके दोस्त बनो, क्योंकि अगले 5-10 साल में उनकी दोस्ती जितनी काम आने वाली है उतनी कोई और चीज काम नहीं आ सकती. तो हैविंग set of friends with you, friends bond, having that bond with you is going to help you in every stage of life. No matter how broke you are, no matter how emotionally broken you are, friends are going to help you in every situation.
Yes, for sure. And this is something I have realized myself, because I have had, I am fortunate enough to have so many great friends, over the time. In school, you were there, Ojas was there, Chikesh was there. There were many people. 11, 12 also I had so many close friends. In engineering also I had so many close friends, and all of those close friends are still close with me. That intensity of friendship is
Yes,
still there every time we meet. So if you have, such set of friends, you should really cherish.
and it's not only about friends who say yes to you. I also feel that there should be real friends who can look you in the eye and tell you you're wrong, you're right,
Yes.
and all those things. Because there's these two-faced pony friends who will speak good in your face, but no wonder they are what they are up to or what. That you should have friends who will look into your eye and say, who will show you the right path, guide you to the right path, not support you in every decision, no matter how wrong it is, but show you what is right, what is wrong. These type of friends, cherish them. Make sure you don't leave them ever, no matter what.
Because if you're saying something to your friend just for the sake of saying, or just to
What
say
they
yes,
want to
or
hear, yeah.
if you're just saying what they want to hear rather than telling them the truth, or rather than making them realize where they are going wrong, or just sugarcoating, then you're not making justice to the friendship or to the bond which you have with them. That is what I think. So you need to have friends who will tell you that you are wrong, or you might have mistaken here, or who tell you that this is the right thing to do and you should do this. It's very important, and I'm very glad and grateful to have such friends.
जेव्हा तुमच्यावर वाईट परिस्थिती असती तेव्हा जर तुमच्याबरोबर राईट सेट ऑफ फ्रेंड्स असतील तर जे तुम्हाला राईट वे मध्ये गाईड करतील तर डेफिनेटली तुम्ही त्या सिच्युएशन मधनं बाय हुक और क्रुक बाहेर पडणार. एक अशी परिस्थिती येते जेव्हा तुम्ही डिसिजन स्वतःहून कधीच व्यवस्थित घेऊ शकत नाही. पण त्यावेळेस जर तुमच्या फ्रेंड्सने तुम्हाला राईट पाथ दाखवला तर डेफिनेटली यू आर गोइंग टू मेक इट. बट नॉट देन वन डे ऑर सो तुम्हाला ते रिअलाइज होईल की तुम्ही डिसिजन चुकला तेव्हा आणि तुम्हाला ते खूप जास्त रिग्रेट होईल. Moving on to next question, Darshan. Do you have any regrets in these 4 years, or if you are given a chance to relive these 4 years, what difference would you make?
Well, there is one for sure. It's not a regret as such, but if I were given a chance to go back in the past and change a few things, or take a new different approach, then I would do this. I would participate in a lot of cultural extracurricular activities, or at least sports for that matter, because I haven't done anything very impressive, in my engineering journey, apart from studies as well. because now that I'm a aspirant of MBA, I now realize the importance of profile. You might know because it's very very important when you go out there applying for your colleges for the post graduation. They see your profile, they see what extracurricular activities you have done, what apart from academics that you have, you know, linked to yourself. That is very very important. So if I were given a chance, I would have definitely made better choices and participated in extracurricular activities as well.
Yeah, definitely. And also talking about sports with Darshan is like he is one of the biggest fan of any sport you name, may it be tennis, football, cricket, IPL matches, or let it be international, or let's say any other sport like F1 or any board game sports. He knows about it, and you start playing with it with him. May it be like you both are playing for the first time, but still he'll ace it like anything. So it's just that one feature in him. I don't know how, but any type of sport you play with him, he's going to be the best. And then how did you acquire this characteristic?
I absolutely don't know what you're talking about. I didn't realize this before now.
So, talking about sports, would you like to name any personality that you admire the most in sports and what for?
Well, first one I would like to say is Cristiano Ronaldo for sure. And I don't think there's any big explanation needed in this case because the world knows him for his work ethic, for his determination. Because even though he's 37 years old now,
Yeah,
he's still playing at his very best.
his hard work.
His hard work is there. You can see, and those are things which you really admire, and you want to inculcate the same things in your life as well. So yeah, Cristiano Ronaldo for sure. My favorite team is Real Madrid. I just love them beyond anything, and Ronaldo was a part of it. Ronaldo was a big part of the success which Real Madrid got in the last 10 years. But he happened to leave like 3 4 years back. But since then, I've seen almost most of the Cristiano Ronaldo matches, irrespective of what time the match is.
I would like to get into detail. Why such admiration for a club? It's Real Madrid. I know a lot of people follow clubs like anything, but still, what's that? People like players will come and go, fans, it's generations, but still, what's the thing that keeps you so connected with the club?
I don't even know where to start from. That is the case right now because I really love Real Madrid from the bottom of my heart, and there's this immense love that I have for them. Maybe it's because the kind of never give up attitude or mentality which their players have.
The vision.
It's not that only a few set of players had this. From generations and generations, the same mentality, the same attitude has been carried forwarded to this,
Okay.
and this mentality is what impresses me, a lot.
Amazing.
Also, there's this big saying, and all the football fans might know this, that you can change anything in life. You can change your school, you can change your friends, you can change your girlfriend as well, for that matter. But you can never, ever, ever, ever change your favorite football club, no matter what. That is the kind of loyalty which you have to have if you're a big football fan.
Loyalty, a big thing to carry nowadays. So I have this spontaneous question for you, Darshan. If given a chance, you have 30 seconds in an elevator with Cristiano Ronaldo, what would you say to him?
I would be speechless, just like I am now.
But you lose that opportunity to like impress him or like to make friends with him if possible. He might know you for entire life if you say something extreme in those 30 seconds. So you have chance to you have 30 seconds to win him. What would you say?
I would tell him like what kind of impact he has on my life, like on what I am right now. Most of the values that I have learned from him, I would tell him every single thing, and what same philosophy that I have followed, which he also follows. I will tell him every single thing, and the first and the most important thing is I will ask him for a photo, because if I spend those 30 seconds and not take a photo out of it, that will be the biggest regret of my life.
Okay, great to hear that. Also, what do you think is that common mistake people do at this stage?
In engineering,
Yeah, kind of.
uh, I've seen many students, they try to be people pleaser. That is what I think. Making, they have this misconception in their head that they have to make everyone around them happy, and they have to impress everyone, sacrificing their own happiness. That is one mistake, one big mistake that people do. And also, I've seen many of my friends, suffer in relationships as well. Because that's a very common thing in engineering. A relationship might be a good experience or might be a bad experience as well. So it depends. But if you, I've seen many people having a very bad experience out of it and a very bad time, and they ended up suffering a lot and wasting much of their valuable time.
So it comes at a cost, and getting into relationships at this early, what you are 19 or 20 age, and though you are mature or you are a bit young to take these decisions, but eventually I have also seen a lot of people at our age fall in love and have these relationships. But I just feel somewhere that there are a million things that can break this relationship, and there are a million things that can sustain this relationship to the end of your life, the way they are promised. But always remember that it comes at a cost. Don't put everything else above yourself. At the end of the day, at the end of everything, there's you who is going to be standing, and you have to focus on yourself, your career, your path, your dreams.
Yeah, because it's the relationships in engineering time. They're very uncertain. There's no absolute certainty that it's going to last for the time that you expect it to. And one common mistake which people do, it's a very big mistake, is that they make their relationship the most important thing in their life, and that is where you might suffer a lot, because at the end of it, you might be willing to put so many efforts and do everything possible to keep that relationship alive, but the other person may not be willing to do the same things. So if that's the case that you are going to, then you're going to suffer a lot. And I've seen so many people suffer for the same thing. So that is one another mistake that people should avoid.
Definitely, definitely. So cutting from this topic and all, let's move to MBA, the decision of choosing MBA after engineering. Just to give a background about Darshan here, he is so determined to crack IIMs. Is I have seen him study for last 2 years, like, and he has been sitting like 10 to 11 hours daily to study for IIMs and crack that CAT examination. Immediately after engineering, he attempted his first examination, and again after that, scored a very good percentage, and he could have got really good colleges in country, but still he is determined. So I want to just ask, why such determination to IIMs? What's so fascinating about it?
So basically, why MBA? It goes back to the third year of my college, wherein we had electives. Production engineering is basically comprising of two parts. One part is management, and one part is core technical. So that time in third year, I had all the management subjects as my electives, and that is where I realized that management is something that I'm very inclined to, and that is something I would really love to do for the rest of my life. That is when my cat journey started, and this cat, I don't know, like I've got very involved in this right now, having missed the JW bus which was there like a few years back. This is like a redemption for me, and
Okay.
and this is post graduation. It will be the last thing in my you know education journey. So that
Academic career.
academic last thing. So if this is the last thing, then
Education never stops.
yeah,
Academics
for sure.
stop.
Academics.
We have to learn through our entire lives.
So yeah, last thing in my academic journey. So if it is the last, then you might as well do it from the very best college, right? That is what the idea that I have. And given the exposure which is there in all the B schools, all the top B schools in this country, having done all the engineering, I have realized the most important thing while doing a while doing a degree, may it be graduation or post graduation, the most important thing is exposure. What kind of people do you have around you? That is the most important thing, because if you have so many geniuses around you, you will learn a lot from them, and that is the most desired thing about big colleges. IITs, IIMs, and all the big colleges in all other fields as well. So that is where this dedication comes from. I want that exposure. I want to be among the very very top talents of this country. So that is what I'm striving for.
I'm sure, Darshan, you are going to crack it. You have scored brilliant last year, but still you have that thrive to score even higher and get selected in one of those top colleges. And I'm sure by end of this November,
Yes.
you have exam,
Yes.
and December. I don't know when the results get out, but yes, when the results are out, you and me are going to be the first ones to celebrate all this.
Yeah, we might as well have some other podcast.
Okay, so one last question, Darshan. Where do you see yourself? Like, this is the most cliche interview question, but I want to ask this question to everyone on this podcast. May this be like a memory to you all and everyone else that this date you planned this, you have this goal, and after 10 years we will listen to this again, and we'll see that you all have achieved more than what you have aimed to. So, what do you want to do after 10 years of this?
10 years. I mean, that's a very big time. What I've done is I've segregated all the goals. If you ask me about 10 years, I want to, the purpose of doing MBA for sure. Nobody does an MBA just to have a job, because then you are, you know, declining the very idea of a business. So after 10 years, I'm thriving to have an startup of my own, a company of my own.
Great.
And yeah, so it might as well be a unicorn company.
Next unicorn company. Great, great dream.
Because
And
there's this big wave of startups right now happening
in
in our
India.
country. Recently, yesterday there was news that India is the fifth country now, which is having 100 unicorn startups as of now.
Unicorns. And a lot of those startups, like let's say there are 100 startups, there is a big percentage of startups which are surviving. It's not happening like
Yes.
1 in 100 startups are flourishing or surviving and rest 19 are getting closed. Right now, all the services and all the factors are benefiting so much for startups in India. You might as well plan one startup in next 2 3 years, and if you are willing to put the efforts, definitely that startup will grow and reach it to a different level. India is
Because
giving a big
it,
platform to
it's
startups right
an
now.
immense opportunity. We have such a big population, and that too a young population. So the opportunity for all these things is very very high.
And yeah, like it's not just about startup, it's about the idea you have to create that big startup. I've always said this, that I have seen a lot of people wait for that big idea. Like, yes, I want a big idea and then I will execute that and then I will have a big startup or a big company. So, this is my philosophy. Don't wait for that big idea or the best idea that you can bring. Because when you are doing all those things for the first time on your big idea, the big idea becomes the white rat as such. You start the smallest idea you have, you start implementing it, you'll face difficulties and you'll learn from those hurdles what exactly needs to be done and what exactly needs not to be done. And when the big idea comes, this is not the white rat anymore, and definitely that big idea will sustain and will become one of the biggest startups in India.
For me, it's more about solving a problem rather than just making a business out of it. There are startups which are there which have changed the way people live. For example, Zomato is there,
Oyo,
Oyo is there for all the
Lenskart.
lens card, not lens card basically, but those scanners and all. You have seen online payments and
Yeah,
there.
UPI
People have
application.
changed their habits, and there's this big problem which was there. So some startups have solved those problems. So I'm also planning to uh, finding out that one problem and trying to solve it with the best possible way. So let's see what happens.
Definitely, Darshan Shevale. It was great to have you on this podcast. And I'm sure there were a lot of mistakes to be learned. This was not kind of a funny podcast, but a great deal of learnings that everyone can take away. These are just experiences that we are sharing. May relate to you, it may not, but definitely try to take some takeaways from it. Thank you for listening for the entire podcast.
Yes, Shivam. Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. It was a great experience.
Keep listening to Stories of Common Engineering Students.